All right. Now we're back. Now I see that we're live. That's a good
We
thing.
are
Sorry.
live.
We had a little technical difficulties, but now we're here. So
Right on.
welcome everybody to For Nobody's Talking Sports. We are missing one, and that would be John. But he'll be back here in a little bit, so that's not a big deal. But so Bob, how you doing?
I'm doing good. Good weekend watching college basketball because the tournament's coming up. So, just getting a feel for how my bracket's going to go.
Oh, you got a bracket?
Well, they're going to do the bracket on Sunday, but I did some I like to do my homework ahead of time, see who's playing well, so I can make a
Effort.
a good guess.
We're live.
Hey Brian, can you make the comments public?
That's actually just what I was looking at.
Okay.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, I watched the Palmer I don't know, is it called the Invitational? Is that what it's called? Or yeah, I watched that this weekend. That was pretty cool. It was a good tournament, but the last day yesterday pretty much came down to the last hole between Bryson DeChambeau and West. I think it's Westwood is his name,
right,
or something like that. But it was pretty good.
I saw that Westwood put his tee shot in a divot. So how did he work out of that?
Oh, he did fine. He was just, he was a little bit further back than Bryson. Bryson got closer, but Bryson obviously drove it further too. So it was fine. It was in the middle of the divot. It wasn't that deep, and it was in the middle of the divot, so the front of the divot didn't affect him. So he was able to hit it fine. It wasn't a big deal. But yeah, I think it's the sixth hole that Bryson decided to hit it over the water, and that was crazy because I think the first or the day before wasn't that big a deal Saturday, but yesterday was windy as heck, and they were worried he wasn't going to get it over the lake. But he did. It was like 345 yards or something like that.
Damn.
And it's just funny to watch because he sets up facing the water, and shoots it right over the water, and then Westwood set up facing, the other, facing straight. And it's just funny to watch him go right after him because they're not even facing the same direction at all. So. But, I mean, it was just cool. Everybody's cheering. The guy can just rip the ball. It's just ridiculous.
So did he eagle or birdie?
No, he would have eagled or birdied it, but he had to hit it out of the sand because it went in the bunker, and he had a horrible chip shot. He chipped it out and something happened. He just accidentally goofed up and hit it wrong. And it was a horrible chip shot out of the bunker. If it wasn't for that, he could have had a chance to eagle it. But I mean, the big thing actually yesterday more than that was his putting. I mean, I think he made a 38-footer and a 45-footer.
Damn.
He was only through 9 holes, I think it was, or something like that. He already had made 110 feet of putts.
Damn.
I mean, it was crazy. Some of the putts he made yesterday were outright ridiculous. And there was this shot out of the rough. He hit it, he drove it, and it went to the rough, and which happens a lot with as hard as he drives. And, I mean, he just ripped it 180 yards. Out of this rough, you couldn't even see the ball. The ball was down in there. And he gave it everything he had. He almost fell. And ripped it right onto the green. It was just outrageous because it was anybody else, any other player wouldn't have that power to get it, but he's got so much power that he just gives it everything he has, and he rips right through the rough. It's cool to watch. It's a lot of fun to watch. People are screaming and stuff, and I mean, I haven't seen people this excited about a single player since Tiger.
Right. So what happened when he he decided to take a drop. I read today on some stuff that he hit a shot and he wanted to take a drop because there was a sprinkler head or something that wouldn't get in his way.
No, there was twice that it happened actually. If there's a sprinkler in your way, like in the way of like where you're going to stand or anything like that, you could move the ball. You they obviously have the official come over, and the official has to say yes, that qualifies. And then you have to move. You get to move the ball a club length over. So of course, they do it with their driver because it's the long. I'm thinking because it's the longest club. Right. That's why they use it. So one time it was right where he was going to hit it, and the second time, everybody, like even the announcers were like, "Why is he being able to move that?" And it was for a putt, and it was like a big deal because like he was like if he would have not gotten par on that, it would have brought them back to tie for first.
Okay,
only a couple, like 2 holes left, but I think it was the hole that the sprinkler was in was going to be right where he was going to have to stand.
Okay.
So I think that's why. Like, it was weird because even the announcers, which obviously are guys that played, are like, why is he being able to move that? That doesn't make sense. But the official let him move it. So I didn't hear what happened afterwards, but I'm guessing it was because it was where he was going to have to put his feet. So I'm thinking that's what it was. So, but yeah, he got to move it. I mean, maybe that's what they were talking about, but because the first one was like, it was literally like if he would have swung, he would have just took the sprinkler head out.
Well, they shouldn't let him like actually move the ball. They should make him just Happy Gilmore it.
Well, he does that already.
Come on.
He does that already.
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy. Everybody loves watching him drive. I mean, because like other guys hit it far, but when he hits it, it just looks like he gives it everything he's got, and he can rip it. He's leading the PGA right now with like, I think his average drive is like 323 yards.
Damn.
So, but I mean, yesterday the one over the water, I think it was like 345 or something like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, like it's fun to watch. I mean, I've just recently in the last year or two got into watching golf and being able to watch him. Like I recorded it. I was gone and I recorded it on Saturday, and I came home and watched the whole thing. So it's just fun to watch. But
did you see the video of Mike Trout at like the Top Golf where he does the drive and he hits the ball completely out of the complex?
No, I didn't see that.
Dude,
but I'm not
find
surprised.
that. Yeah, Mike Trout. He's like at a Top Golf, and I think it's like 350 or something is the longest drive you can do. He hits it and it goes over.
I don't even know. I don't even think it's not that far.
It's a hell of a drive though. Watch, do the Mike Trout
it's a hell of a drive because of how high it is. But
but he hit it out of the complex.
Yeah, I forget how far the complex is, but I mean that's not surprising though, because with guys that are big like that, like that's why Bryson can hit it so far. He's a young buff kid. I mean, like these, most golfers are, skinny guys. There's some thicker guys, but they're not like muscle thick. They're just a little bit thicker. But he's like a straight up cornbread fed, muscle bound guy, and I think he's worked out that way because that's what he wants to do I think he hit one. So I'm watching it right now, and on the 18th hole, I think he hit one. I think they're saying he hit one 410 yards one day.
It had a lot of roll to it.
Yeah, I'm sure it rolled, but yeah, I think that's what they're saying is that he one of them he hit 410 yards.
Have you seen the guys who do the long drive competitions?
Mm-mm.
Oh yeah, those dudes are buff, man. They come in, they're huge, and and you got to keep it within a certain parameter to win. Yeah, but those guys are jacking at like 380, 400 every time.
Oh well, yeah.
But they're accuracy kills them.
At Top Golf, it says that it's a 250 yards.
Okay.
The net's 150 feet high.
Yeah, he killed it. He hit it over the net.
Okay, yeah, this is actually about Mike Trout. That's what they're saying.
Yeah.
They're saying, by all accounts, the average range at Topgolf is 250 yards and the net is 150. This means the drive was not only long, but way out there with enough height to clear the net, which makes sense. I mean, any like professional golfer could definitely do that. Because, all the guys can hit it 250 yards, and then you just got to get it up.
And it was a line drive, too.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's fun.
It was.
Well, how about you, Brian? How was your week?
No, it wasn't too bad. Got to watch some football on Saturday. The Bison won, so they snapped a losing streak, so that's pretty awesome. And cool. That's pretty much about it. Didn't have a chance to watch the All-Star game, but I've seen highlights.
Oh yeah, I watched
more highlights here and there.
I watched all the highlights of it.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't too bad, I guess. I mean, to me, like I was talking to Bob before the show, and I feel like it was lazy, but somewhat entertaining because it was more action paced, I should say, than it was.
It's always entertaining in that sense, but it always is kind of lazy. Like you can tell, they don't try. I mean, but they don't want to get hurt, so.
Right.
It's more fun. Like they don't really play defense. They just
they don't play defense anymore.
They just toss the ball around. I mean, it's like, it's more for a show. It really is. It's not. I mean, it's not necessarily a game, but everybody knows that. I mean, if you don't know that by now, I mean, it's been like that for a while. But I mean, for me, it's still kind of fun to watch. Like, I don't know. I just watched like the highlight version, so they literally just showed a lot, like all the plays, like every made shot, and they cut out most of the misses and like stuff like that. But so I don't know if I could watch the whole game. But
yeah, no, I mean, I was impressed with Steph Curry's range, but you get tired of watching just step over half court shooting and making it. Okay.
Yeah, him and what's his name? Dame. Him and Dame were doing that.
Yeah.
There were some cool like they did a lot of lobs, which is fun to watch, especially because Steph, they did it where like they wanted to get all like the little point guards to dunk. So Steph, they lobbed one up to Steph.
Yep.
They lobbed one up to somebody else. It was Steph. I know it was Steph. Not Paul George. It was Steph and what's his name? The old point guard.
Chris Paul?
Chris Paul. Yeah, they lobbed him up to Steph and then somebody else and then to Chris Paul. And they were all laughing about it because it was funny watching these short guys get a lob thrown to them and dunking it. It was pretty hilarious. It was fun to watch. I mean, I was surprised I'm surprised Steph and Chris Paul can even still do that. So, but I mean, it was all right.
The wing just kept going.
Yeah, I was watching the dunk contest a bit too, and some of them were kind of interesting, unique. But I mean,
that's the only thing I didn't watch.
It was.
I watched the 3-point contest, but I didn't watch the dunk.
Like I was telling Brian, I watched a couple minutes in the first quarter, then I turned it off, and then I caught the highlights on ESPN.
Yeah, I just went back today. I went back and watched the highlight of the game, which was cool because, like I said, there was just all the made shots pretty much. And then I watched the 3-point contest, which was fun. And then I didn't watch the dunk one yet, but I don't know. Last year kind of pissed me off with the whole dunk contest thing because it was like the way the judges, like the guy that should have won didn't win, and it just annoyed me. I was like, whatever, this is a joke now. Like it's not even like everybody knew the other guy should have won, and they just kept calling every one of them a 10, and it was like, all right, this is getting really stupid.
Well, what was that? 2012 was when that big scandal was arising about that one kid, and they felt like that he should have won. I gotta look up his name again, but there was actually a big scandal that was going around with the dunk contest for a while about one guy who they wanted him to win because he was going to get Rookie of the Year, I guess, and so they wanted him to win the dunk contest.
Well, I have no idea what that is. I don't remember that. But this one was like they had Dwayne Wade and I think maybe one other player, and then they had like some like famous people, and it was just stupid because it was just like, oh, every one of them's a 10, a 10,
Right.
a 10, and I'm like, come on, like, yeah, even everybody was like, all right, you guys, like, this has to end at some point, like, and then they gave it to the kid that shouldn't have won, like, it was stupid. So I was just like, it's not even real anymore. Like, you're not, you know what I mean?
The original dunk contest started with the old ABA, before the ABA folded. So I remember as a kid, there was I think it was 75, 76, but there was a guy from Indiana Pacers. His name was Darnell Hillman, and he beat Dr. J.
Okay.
He beat Dr. J.
Yep, I remember
contest.
that. I've watched that. I've watched the footage of that. That was a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing is it's just not the same anymore. Like they don't. I get it. Like you don't want to get hurt, but it's not the same as it was back when Dr. J and did it and Jordan did it and stuff. It's just these guys don't take it as seriously, and the judging isn't taken seriously.
Right.
And it's like, look, if you guys aren't going to take it seriously, like what's the point of watching it? Like
why should the fans take it seriously?
Yeah, right. It used to be like a big deal. Like winning the dunk contest was like you took pride in that. Like, you know what I mean? And the same thing with the 3-point contest. Like I mean, I think you can't really screw with that up because it's all about how many you make. So that's still fine, but it's just like you guys don't take it seriously. Like why are we even going to watch it? Like the competition is like what makes it what it is. I mean, the dunks are cool, but like, you really want it to be a competition. So I don't know.
It was 2011 is the one I was talking about with Blake Griffin and
Blake Griffin, yeah.
And they wanted Blake Griffin to win. And apparently McGee's dunks were actually better than Griffin's, and they were actually given
JaVale McGee?
Let me get the first name here again. That would be
that was a fun thing to learn.
I just saw it too. I was just reading like the end of it because I remember JaVale McGee.
Yeah, JaVale McGee. Yeah. Wow, I didn't know he was in the dunk contest. I mean, he's tall as shit. So because he's a center.
Right.
So yeah, I'm not surprised. Blake Griffin was a big name when he came in, and he was getting Rookie of the Year. So I'm not surprised at all that something like that happened. And I don't think JaVale was not that good of a player. I mean, he's never been like a top player, but he definitely wasn't that good when he came in. Made a lot of mistakes and stuff. So I'm not surprised that they tried to give it to somebody like Blake.
Well, what's cool is the year that Spud Webb won and D Brown won.
I like Spud Webb.
Webb was 5'7".
Yeah,
D Brown was 6'1", and seriously, short guys look more impressive when they dunk because they're short. The taller you are, the less impressive a dunk looks.
And that's the thing is all these guys that are doing it now are all the tall guys.
Yeah.
Like even Jordan. I mean, what was Jordan? 6'6"?
Yeah.
6'5"? I mean, but yeah, when you got 6'9" guys, everybody's 6'9", like if you get somebody that's 6'2" up in there, I mean, it looks like they're flying.
Right. Yeah, it looks more impressive because their feet are farther off the ground.
Oh yeah, watching the videos of Spud Webb, it's like holy crap.
5'7".
Or even like I said, like even back like when back in Jordan's day, like when they would get up, I mean Jordan has the highest vertical in the league. I mean, like 4 feet, I think, 48-inch vert. I mean, when they would get up, they'd get up. These guys, it doesn't even look like they get that far off the ground.
I had a buddy I used to work with. He grew up in Chicago, playing in Chicago. He had a full ride to UNLV, but they played an outdoor tournament on concrete, and 3 of the top recruits blew out their knees. So he showed me a picture from high school.
That's great.
Yeah, in the layup line, he did a layup and he jumped as high as he could. He had his hand about, I want to say, a foot over the rim, and he was like 6'4".
Oh wow, that's pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, but
That's
yeah, no,
crazy.
he blew out both his knees, and he tried to rehab it at JC, but yeah, his knees never came back to him.
And that happened from playing one game?
Yeah, they played on a cement court outside, and 3 recruits blew out their knees.
I'm sure their coaches were loving that.
Yeah, because at that time, let's see, this would have been 84, 85, so the shoes weren't the best yet.
No.
So there's no shock of so right now the shoes have so much shock absorption in them.
I
You
don't
could
know.
do
I
that.
mean, in '84, were they still? I mean, what were they playing? I mean,
Jordan didn't have a shoe out yet, so they're still playing Chuck Taylors.
were they still playing Chuck Taylors in '84?
Yeah, because Jordan was still in college.
Yeah, I just didn't remember when they kind of switched. I'm
Yeah.
not sure. That's too far for me to,
Yeah, Jordan was still in college because I mean, the Celtics played with the
Reeboks, right?
Adidas
Didn't Reeboks come in?
Huh?
Didn't Reeboks play? Didn't they?
No, I
was it-
think the Celtics were using the Adidas, but it didn't go up past your ankles. They
Yeah,
were just like regular tennis shoes.
yeah.
So
Even
there was no
though
ankle
I mean,
support.
they like you said, they probably weren't much more padding than the Chucks.
Right.
So, yeah, I guess that makes sense. That's crazy. Wow.
Yeah.
That's something else.
Well, John put in here. He said, if they added some sort of incentive to win the All-Star game, otherwise nobody's going to really care because it's just like major. It's just like a
I mean,
a fan showdown is what it is.
okay,
Yeah.
so how do you incentivize guys making 25, 30 million a year? So you give the winning team $100,000 per player. No one's going to care.
Well,
No,
I wouldn't say that. I would
it
say
has to do with like what does
'cause
baseball do?
well, everything with NBA stuff that all goes straight to charities.
Yeah, but
No, the
baseball
players still
switched,
get money.
because baseball used to be whoever won the game got home field during the World
Yeah.
Series, but they changed that.
They changed that.
Yeah.
Because yeah, it's the same thing. I mean, nowadays it's just all about. Unfortunately, it just seems like it's all about play as little as you can to win and not get hurt.
That's like the NFL Pro Bowl, man. I remember as a kid, even the first time I went in '84, those guys hit people and they were there to knock people out.
Yeah.
But then once Robert Edwards blew out his ACL and never played again, that's funny, John. But once Robert Edwards
What he
blew
say?
out his ACL and he was a rookie, they stopped hitting. You know what I mean? They didn't hit very hard anymore. It was crazy. Yeah, now it's not even watchable. Now it's not even watchable. Did you guys see that thing I put on the messenger page where that one hooker was working out of the back of the U-Haul van?
Yeah, I saw that actually. I read into that a bit.
Yeah,
it's kind of interesting actually.
That's wild.
Yeah, all the sex workers, all the hotels were booked. So
Yeah.
she's got that $19.99 a day U-Haul van, and she's working down the back of that.
That's so.
Yeah,
because
how much money she made.
I'm sure she made money. I mean, yeah, in NBA weekend is All-Star weekend is something else.
Well, there was a lot of parties by celebrities that the NBA didn't want people to go to, but yeah, it was a big party, man. There were celebrities there, and everybody had a big party.
They can't stop that.
Yeah,
it's All-Star weekend.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't stopping All-Star.
All the sex
All-Star
workers
weekend.
came in. All the groupies
Oh yeah,
came in.
the strippers, all of them.
Yeah.
John says 1984.
Oh,
shoes.
those were dope. But
yeah,
I had the high top ones were sick.
Yeah. Well, you could tell it was a big event because I think 4 out of the 5 Kardashian sisters were there.
Oh yeah, of course. They're always there though.
Seriously, how would you like to be Bruce Jenner, transforming into a woman, and he's like the only Kardashian chick in that clan that nobody wants to have sex with?
Yep.
Why'd you get the operation?
Well.
Well,
He feels after 54 years or whatever, 50 something years and Olympic gold medal, he just had to tell the world the truth.
Yeah, but did any of them get laid? I don't know if the Kardashian girls got laid or not. They probably did.
If those girls go anywhere near All-Star Weekend and they want to get laid, they're all getting laid. Okay.
And the funny part is, nobody after Reggie Bush, nobody in football wants to have anything to do with them, and they've never touched a baseball player. But then again, there's only 7 or 8 black guys playing baseball right now, so
yeah, exactly.
They're kind of outnumbered because they don't like white guys.
And a lot of the guys that play baseball, it seems like more of those guys are married.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they're less. They're not as big. They're not celebrities.
Yeah, I mean, there's like
even the top guys like Mike Trout and all those guys. I mean, they're not. Kershaw and what's the other guy's name? The other guy?
But if you brought Buster Posey out in public around here, everyone would like want his autograph and stuff. It's just as that with baseball, there's only a handful of guys that nationwide people know who they are, and would gravitate towards them. Where basketball, because of the genre and the hip hop and stuff, everyone knows who they are because they're constantly on TV.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
See, I'm not sure if there's
but a lot of the baseball players, though, they meet their wives in the minor leagues, and they, when they're struggling.
Well, let's move on here to here. We know some of them already. We know kind of somewhat what's going on with some of them. Like Wentz is on there, but he already got traded. But there's some other ones on there like Russell and Watson. Where do you think they're end up going to go? Do you think they're going to stay or leave?
I think Watson's going to stay. I think Watson's going to stay in Houston, only because I don't think that there's going to be enough. I think whatever team is going to ask way too much, and Houston's, Houston's going to ask for way too much, and the other teams aren't going to give it up. Today, one of the craziest things I saw today, and this will be the demise of the Dallas Cowboys, is they signed Dak Prescott to $40 million. And there we go.
I think you got to catch up
there
for a second. Yeah. No. I was listening to you in that sense. Same thing happened earlier. I was kind of listening to the feedback a little bit on the other ones, and you're a little choppy. So maybe it's your
they gave him $40 million, so that's roughly going to be about 22% of their salary cap's going to go to Dak Prescott.
Yep, $160 million deal for 4 years. Had $126 million guaranteed money, and he'll receive $66 million signing bonus. So I told a friend of mine on Facebook, he's a big Cowboys fan. He shared that post, and I said, look at the Cowboys trying to be just like the Vikings again. First, having a underrated quarterback and paying him a lot of money, and the Cowboys like, here, hold my beer. That's exactly what happened.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, because what the Cowboys need, the Cowboys need defense, because you've already made Elliott the high-speed running back. Amari Cooper got his money, so you probably got, I want to say, a third, if not more, of your salary cap on 3 players. Now you got to pay 50 other players, because it's a fan roster. You got to pay 50 other players with 67% of your salary cap. You're not going to get very talented.
I think your computer's trying to catch up again. Got a little.
Oh, sorry.
It seemed like a little audio thing, but yeah, I mean, what you're saying is you're gonna end up getting to a point where there's not gonna be any money left to pay anybody else. You're gonna have to take the rest of the money and divide it up between everybody else, but you're gonna have to pay your star players like your wide receivers, your cornerbacks, your defensive ends,
Mm-hmm.
your running backs, and your linebackers. That's where all your money is gonna go. After that, everyone else is gonna get paid pretty much a rookie wage, and you're gonna get rookie performance out of it, and that's what's gonna happen. And it's not gonna be ideal for anything. I mean, I'm worried that it's gonna get to the point where we're not gonna have any protection. We're not going to have any defensive line like we used to, like the Warren Sapps or anything else like that, where there's no performance out of them.
Right. You're going to have one. You're going to have one main guy like the Rams have Aaron Donald, and the rest of the guys you never heard of. So you're not going to have any purple people eaters. You're not going to have Dallas's doomsday defense. You're not going to have Pittsburgh's steel curtain. You're not going to have those great lines like that.
Okay.
Because everyone wants to pay the quarterback.
Right. So apparently John's saying that Watson's got 6 teams interested in him. Well, here's the 49ers again interested in another quarterback that we've talked about. Probably like the 6th different one we've talked about, I think. So maybe the 49ers are going to end up settling with what they can get. It's just, I mean, if they're looking at every single quarterback, they're showing that they're in a hunt for somebody, but they're not willing to jump forward into anybody, really.
Well, yeah, because they're all about salary cap too. But if I was the Niners, I would take a shot at that kid from North Dakota State,
Trey Lance.
Mm-hmm.
The one the draft is Trey
but
Lance.
Yeah. So I read an interesting article about quarterbacks today, and there was guy who was the NFL, was a famous NFL player, defensive guy, and he was talking about everybody wants the Lamar Jackson running type quarterback and all this stuff, and he made a statement. He goes, I don't know why they were talking about Mac Jones because Mac Jones doesn't project to being a running quarterback, and they're like, well, does Mac Jones have a place in the league? And there was this one defensive guy who said absolutely, because he's winning Super Bowls, all pocket quarterbacks.
Sorry, guys, I had to take a work call.
So he said Mac Jones is a great future in the league. But everybody wants now they want a running quarterback with an arm, but those guys aren't winning Super Bowls.
What are we talking about?
Oh, quarterbacks. Mac Jones.
Oh, okay.
Someone, all the experts said that Mac Jones from Alabama doesn't project very well to the NFL because he's basically a pocket passer. But if you look, I mean, all the quarterbacks winning the Super Bowls are pocket passers, except for Russell Wilson.
Yep, and he's even a very good pocket passer. He can just roll out when he just can roll out. But that's why he's so good, is because not only is he a good pocket passer, but he can run with the best of them. So, he's the whole package, pretty much.
Right.
You could put him,
but if he could put
Russell Wilson on a good team.
Yeah. Well, Russell Wilson could
win a Super Bowl
if he took a pay cut and got some linemen paid.
Yep, that's the thing. You gotta, it's making it very hard with these guys getting paid so much money. You only get if you do have a good team, when you get paid, you only got a couple years because then they can't afford to pay everybody.
Right, because
you know what I mean. It's just it's like the Raiders had to get rid of Khalil Mack because they paid him too much money.
Right,
and they couldn't afford to keep him. What's the point of a good player if you pay him so much money after a year or two? You got to get rid of him.
Right. Well, Brian and I
So-
were talking about the fact that the Dallas Cowboys today signed Dak Prescott to $40 million a year.
Stupid.
Ezekiel Elliott got his money last year. Okay, so now you have one of the highest paid quarterbacks, one of the highest paid running backs. Amari Cooper got a great big deal. So that's like 33, 34% of your salary cap in those three players.
Yeah, how much money is actually left?
Yeah, who's going to block?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't pay because you can't pay good linemen, because you're going to get.
It doesn't matter. It is. I don't care if you have a top quarterback, a good quarterback like him, and a top wide receiver and a top running back. If you ain't got a line, you ain't winning.
Right.
I would like Bob. When was the last time a team ever won the Super Bowl that didn't have a good line?
Okay.
Or at least an above average line.
Okay, so so most of them have, but if you want to talk quarterbacks who won behind a great defense, you got Brad Johnson, Tampa Bay, Joe Flacco with the Ravens, and Trent Dilfer with the Ravens when they won.
Manning with Denver.
Well, Peyton Manning was a very talented quarterback. These other three guys were horrible quarterbacks.
Well, no, I'm talking about when he won with Denver.
Oh yeah.
The only reason Denver won that Super Bowl, Peyton Manning won that Super Bowl, is because of the defense. He didn't do shit. He did nothing.
Absolutely. Yeah. Alex Smith sucks.
Alex Smith won't. He won't be a backup.
No.
He's made money.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's got a good story though too. I mean,
he's made enough money.
I think people might want to pick him up just for a story. You know what I mean? Like, to have him get back in that thing in that role again.
You got to remember, he's old, dude. He's been in the league a long time.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And with that injury, it's just, he missed his last good 2 years. With that because of that injury, and now he's just old. I mean, he was good when he got hurt, but I think he's past his prime now because of those. It was 2 years, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
That he had to sit out, and I mean, it sucks to watch a guy end his career like that, but I think
he could end up coming back and doing the whole like Nick Foles role, I think it's play the last few games and. I
don't know if he'd want to do that, though. I mean, he's got enough money.
Well, it's one of those things where, like, I actually think, like, it'd be a good ending to a story to me.
Well, he's always been a starter, though, for the most part. So it's one of those things, like, dude, you made plenty of money. Just ride off into the sunset, man.
Yeah, but there's people making far more money than he is, though.
There was a guy.
Dude, look up his contracts. He's made good money.
Yeah,
he's got plenty of money.
There was a guy back in the day. His name was Steve DeBerg. Steve DeBerg started with the Seattle Seahawks, lost his job to Jim Zorn. Then he came down to San Francisco, played a year, lost his job to Joe Montana. Then he went to Denver, and then 2 years later lost his job to John Elway. And Steve DeBerg wasn't bad. He was a good quarterback, but how do you lose your job to like 3 future Hall of Famers, man? It's crazy. That's what Alex Smith would do.
Yeah. So in 2018 to 2022. Or let's see here. So look, these are his contracts.
His Kansas City contract.
His last two. Kansas City. 4 years, $68 million.
Yeah, he's fine.
And then with the Chiefs, 2018 to 2022, I don't know if they're going to have to pay him.
The Redskins, yeah.
The Redskins, it was $94 million. So total guarantees was 71 with the Redskins and 45 with the Chiefs. So you're talking over $100 million total guarantees between those two teams. He's got plenty of money.
Oh yeah.
He doesn't need to, they say, okay, so this thing said whatever Celebrity Net Worth says he's worth 55 mil, which he's probably worth more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the ones I'm looking at is 2018 to 2022, 4 years. Washington, 94 million. Signing bonus 27 million. Average salary is 23. Guaranteed at sign 55. Total guarantee is 71.
Yeah.
71, 45, and 9 for sure, and then 2.
So this thing says on May 1st, Sportscasting put out that Alex Smith has made more than 160 million in the NFL.
Seems about right.
He's got plenty of money.
He's got plenty of money.
He just needs to retire and enjoy his life with his family.
Absolutely, yeah, because of what his leg and stuff.
Yeah.
I will be right back.
Sure. So yeah, I mean, to me, like I was reading an article the other day on the Vikings, and they had, what was it, 6 different quarterbacks that were one year wonders with them, and one that surprised me. I didn't think maybe I just didn't recall it, and one of them was McNabb. I didn't realize that he was only 1 year with him.
Yep.
And apparently he was, and I'm like, what the heck? I thought he was there for a good 2 years, but maybe
no, it was only 1 year.
Yeah, so like and McNabb wasn't bad. He wasn't a bad quarterback though at the time.
He wasn't bad,
but he wasn't great. But he wasn't bad.
Yeah,
I mean, maybe because he was on the Oilers first, wasn't it?
Huh?
Was he on? Was he on
Eagles?
The Oilers?
Wasn't he? Didn't he play with the Eagles too?
Wasn't he on somebody before that? I can't remember. But yeah. Anyways, no, he was on the Eagles. Yeah, before the Vikings. And to me, I thought that I thought he was going to be a really good pickup. Because he had a decent name. He was he wasn't like great, but he was better than everything else that we had. And then it just, what happened was it just didn't work out as great as it thought it was going to be. Like
so his first contract with the Eagles was 7 years, and then he signed an extension. So he played with them, and then he signed another extension. So he played with them from 99, the Eagles from 99 to 2010.
Yeah.
And then in 2010 to 2015, he was with
Washington.
the Redskins.
Oh, Donovan McNabb.
Yeah, and then he played one. Yeah, he was at the end of his career. He played his last year with the Vikings. So he was at the end of his career.
Bob, I was telling Mike, I was reading an article about 6 quarterbacks that the Vikings had that they were 1 year wonders, and to me, I didn't realize at all that McNabb was actually one of them.
Yeah,
I thought he was there longer than that.
He wasn't any good then. He was at the end of his career.
So like it's it kind of goes back to the whole Alex Smith thing, to where is a team willing to take a gamble on a veteran quarterback like that with injury prone and still trying to have them be the successor of their team?
No, I don't think so, because at this point, he had his best chance with the Niners and with the Chiefs. I mean, and especially with the Chiefs, I mean, he took them to the playoffs. It took them pretty far, a lot, but never could get to that Super Bowl. And he's not going to get you to a Super Bowl. So at this point, it's not
unless you have a great defense.
It's not worth it, because he's not going to get you to a Super Bowl.
Yeah. Are there any you think that are underrated quarterbacks that teams are overlooking
in the draft?
Right now, like just kind of free agency right now, like available.
I don't think so.
No.
But then if you move it to the draft, then what do you think?
Well, I think Mac Jones nobody's giving him enough props. But I mean, he only won the national championship with Alabama, and I mean, Mac Jones I think is going to be very underrated. Whoever gets him is going to get something special.
Yeah, I mean, if that's what they're worried about, if they think that he's only a pocket passer, I mean, the best quarterbacks to ever play the game were pocket passers.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, think about it. Joe Montana,
Dan Marino.
Tom Brady, Dan Marino, Peyton Manning, Drew Brees. I mean, yeah, they could move a little bit just because they're athletes, but I mean, the best quarterbacks to play the game, even up till today, Tom Brady just won the Super Bowl.
Tom
Pocket
Brady.
passer.
Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers. I mean, yes, they can, Aaron can still move out. He's always been good at rolling, but they're not running quarterbacks. They are stand tall in the pocket, step up in the pocket when it's collapsing.
Right.
Pocket passers. The best quarterbacks in the league, even up to today. Yes, what's his name is really good.
Mahomes.
Mahomes. But he's a good passer. He's a good pocket passer. He can run, but he's a good pocket passer.
But he only runs when he has to. He doesn't call his own name on a run.
Yeah.
Okay. No. He's not Lamar Jackson where they call runs for him.
No.
He's only going to run when he has to.
That's what I'm saying. Even up to today, I mean, it's fun to watch these guys run, but nobody can say that the best quarterbacks to play this game of all time are they're all pocket passers.
Yeah, but that's a problem now, though, is that we were talking about earlier with is once you spend all of your money and you don't have an offensive line, you don't have a pocket passer anymore. I mean, you have far less time to throw the ball. You need somebody who can actually run too, and that's going to be.
Well, that's why I would say that's
going to be
the way the game has gone these last few. You know what I mean? Ever since, like really Kaepernick and stuff like that, like all these guys, like everybody's tried to get a runner, and I think it's made it a little bit easier for Brady to win Super Bowls because of that. Because they've never changed the game. Everybody's tried to go to this run and try to get a running quarterback and all this jazz, and they've stuck to the old school, get a good offensive line and stand tall in the pocket and make the passes.
Well, see, that's why I mean, as much as I hate the guy, that's why you got to give Bill Belichick props as one of the greatest coaches and general managers, is because they never made any one player the highest paid at any position.
Nope.
While he was coaching, he understood you need pieces and because Bill Belichick always had a good defense.
And Brady understood. And Brady understood that too. That's why he took less money.
Right. Tom Brady was never the highest paid quarterback in the league, and then a lot of times he wasn't even top 10 because he knew he needed pieces around him and a good defense if he was going to keep winning. And that's Bill Belichick.
He needed an offensive line to protect him. So he could make the passes, have time to make the passes, even though he's always been one of the quickest passers in the league, and knew he needed a good defense.
Right.
I mean, they just proved. I mean, the Patriots literally proved that what everybody else is doing is not the way to win.
Right.
You want to win, you play old school football. You play fundamental. You know what I mean? To me, it's like the Patriots are like the Spurs of the NFL. I mean, that's why Popovich has had so much success and he's won, so many championships, and like that's why they beat I forget who it was the last championships they won, but it's because they play fundamental basketball, and it's the same thing with the Patriots. They played fundamental football. The thing about them is they were never the only person that's ever been the best at their position on that team was Tom Brady. Maybe you could say it's a couple of years Gronk was maybe the best tight end in the league. Maybe.
Well, they have some really good DBs too, because Patrick Chung was always good.
Oh yeah, they had really good. Yeah,
when they had Ty Law was great, but even when they had Talib, but Belichick knew that you're gonna win with defense. So we might as well get the best guys. Good guys
defense wins championships.
And look how he drafts. I mean, the guy's a genius at the draft because that's where he gets most of his players.
And if you look at, that's what I'm saying, you look at all the players, like that's what it was funny that week I missed, what was it, last week when when what's his name was on and you guys were talking about, the best quarterbacks and all this stuff. What I felt like you guys overlooked is everybody doesn't realize it, but Tom Brady has only had one all-pro receiver all the years he's won the Super Bowl.
Randy Moss.
Randy Moss. Other than that, he has never had, when he's won a Super Bowl, or even, I don't know if ever, besides Randy Moss, he has never had a guy and one of his receivers make the All-Pro.
Well, you know what, though? Julian Edelman should have, but the problem was he was never flashy, down, throw me a long bomb and stuff. And you always had to compete with, like the Calvin Johnsons and all these other guys who were great.
There was always great guys. Like, he was really good, but there was always great guys. And, they had, what's his name, too?
They started out with Wes Welker.
Yeah, he's super good, too. That's the thing. It's like, but the reason why they were so good is because as much as people talk about how strict he is, the way Belichick wins the team is just the way that they've won. If we play, we don't need to have the best guys, but everybody needs to do their job to perfection every time. If we make less mistakes than the other team, we will win. And that's how they've won so much. They didn't have the best players. They just had guys that played the best at their position. They didn't make mistakes.
Well,
that's how they've won.
This year, though, it really wasn't fair because you had, I believe, eight starters, 6 on defense didn't play this year because of COVID, and you lost Tom Brady and you subbed Tom Brady in with Cam Newton. I'm sorry, Cam Newton is not in Tom. Cam Newton couldn't carry Tom Brady's jockstrap.
No, he couldn't. And that's the thing is, I'm telling you, I hope Bill gets a quarterback out of the draft or picks up somebody that's really good, because I'm telling you, you will see if all their players come back, because he had a ton of players sit out because of COVID. I'm telling you, you will see the genius of Belichick again.
Well,
he will show what a good coach can do, because
he really wants Garoppolo back.
I hope they take him back, because I'm telling you, you will see what he can do because I've always said it is Tom Brady and Bill. It was never one or the other, none of that bullshit. The reason they won is because Tom was the best at his position and Bill was the best coach. They just knew they were both great at what they did. And Bill will show that again. This year you can't even say anything. Like you said, all those players sat out, and then he took a chance with Cam, probably because it was like, well, whatever. He probably knew they weren't going to do shit.
Right.
So I hope that he gets a rookie quarterback or something, and his players come back and they put a good team together, because they're going to be there. They may not be a Super Bowl team, but they will be a good team. He's done it all these years. Besides, without Tom Brady, even, with the exception of Tom Brady, he has made all these players look great when they're just, a little bit above average guys. Yeah. So
John, you're a high, John, because the Patriots are not going to sell their soul to the devil. Bill will not sell their soul to the devil to get Deshaun Watson, because Houston's going to ask for way too much.
Nope, Bill will not do that.
Well, first they got to figure out what they're going to do with Cam first, and then they're going to.
Well, no, I think they only signed him to 1 year, didn't they?
Yeah, no, Cam's a free agent.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. He had a 1 year. They only signed him to 1 year. Yeah. I hope they
right
pick
now
up somebody. Hopefully,
they've got Hoyer and Stidham as quarterbacks.
And then they're predicted to pick up a QB in the draft, though.
I hope they pick up a good QB in the draft.
If they got Mac Jones, I think Mac Jones could be a good rookie to help the Patriots.
If he's a pocket passer, if he's like the pocket passer that he is, I wouldn't be surprised, because that's somebody that Bill would want. That's why I was extremely surprised when they picked up Cam, because I was like, that is not their style.
No.
Why do you think he wants Garoppolo back? Garoppolo's a pocket passer. He is not a run quarterback.
No.
And Bill wants to play fundamental football. That's just how he's built. That's what he's won on. That's his bread and butter. So I hope they pick up somebody. It'd be cool if they got him. If they got Mac, that'd be pretty cool, because it'd be cool to see, somebody come up under and see if Belichick can turn somebody into another guy like a Tom Brady. It'd be cool to watch. So
yeah, Frank.
I don't know.
How's it going, Frank? Well, what we'll do is we'll move on to the next one because I want to make sure Bob gets enough time for all of his rants and babblings. So,
well, that wasn't a coincidence.
How many years is that? Is that 32 million a year?
Yes.
Wow.
I read about that.
That is a slap. That is a slap in the face of you already know who I'm gonna say.
Shannon Sharp.
What's his name? Yep. No, not Shannon Sharp.
Stephen
That's
A.
a slap in. Yep, that's a slap in the face of Stephen A. Because I think he got like what 10.
Here's the deal, okay? Here's the deal, and everyone's gonna call me racist and stuff. Now, give
Brian, see if you can look up the ratings difference between First Take and Disputed.
Fox Sports, yeah, Fox Sports 1 and ESPN.
Well, look up look up the ratings of those two shows, Undisputed and
First Take.
And First Take while Bob's talking.
Yeah, no, I mean if you can bring the ratings and the sponsors, because that's who ultimately is paying his salary.
Of course,
is the sponsors, because people will pay more. People will pay more to advertise.
But do you really think that Undisputed they get a higher rating,
well,
a higher viewership than First Take?
So here's what I'm showing here. This is back in from 2019, December.
Okay,
2019.
that's fine.
So as basically saying, First Take is beating Undisputed, 530,000 average viewers to 122,000, while Undisputed edged Sports Center 122,000 to 121,000. So basically, First Take is getting 530K, and Undisputed is getting 122K.
But that was 2019. See if you can find 2020, because once they went woke, everyone turned them off.
Yeah, that's why I'm looking to see if I can find something that's more updated. Yeah, but the thing was,
is Stephen A. got paid before last year.
Yeah. All right. So John says it's 4 years, 32 million.
Okay. See, that makes more sense. Because what does that break down to?
8 million.
That's still more. No, that's not. Is it 8?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that is 8. Okay, that makes more sense. Perfect. Yeah, him getting paid a little bit less than Stephen A. That's fine. 2 million less. I'm okay with that. Because Skip is great at what he does, even though Skip has never played sports like that. I don't think he played past high school.
Stephen A. hasn't either.
Stephen A. hasn't either. That's the thing about it. It's funny to me that they're both journalists, but as much as I don't like all the woke stuff from obviously more Stephen A., I think Skip isn't as bad as Max Kellerman. Max Kellerman is cringy to me.
Max Kellerman sucks.
He sucks and he's cringy. I mean, just the way he just suckles at the tit of being woke is just ridiculous to me. But Skip, I think Skip is just old school, so he just shows a lot of respect. Max Kellerman just tries to be woke.
Okay, so I found a few things
But both
here.
of them are great. I think for the fact that they didn't play, they are both super knowledgeable about the game, especially basketball. I mean, they've been covering it for 30 years?
Right.
Both of them. I mean, it's just their lives have been covering basketball.
Yep.
So,
I found a few things here. So First Take is sitting around 211K, and then Undisputed is sitting at average at 175K.
Okay. Yeah. Sounds right.
This is on September 2020 on that one, and June of 2020 on the one prior to that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So they're
I
actually
think that
pretty close
ESPN
to each
probably
other.
lost a little bit because of the woke stuff, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how I don't watch Undisputed really anymore, so I don't know. I'm guessing that Shannon's pretty woke himself, but
he is. Shannon. Everything is racial to Shannon now. Everything,
which is kind of weird because he's from the South.
Yeah, but no, he is pro. I'm black, and everybody treat me like shit. And if you don't like me, you're racist.
Yeah, well, whatever. That's why I don't watch either of them anymore.
Yeah.
So that right there. In 2019, First Take was at what, 500, and now they're only at 225.
Right.
There you go. There's your sign.
There's your sign.
So
here's an article I was just reading actually. March is dated March 8th of 2021. And it has to do with Pat McAfee.
Yeah.
And what's going on with him, and it has to do with actually Skip Bailey's contract stuff too. Basically, just saying McAfee and his crew split from Barstool Sports in 2018, have used a video platform to climb to the top of the sports media world, and were the most watched sports show on YouTube with 54 million views. Meanwhile, Bailey's undisputed co-host with Shannon Sharp is number 2 sports program on YouTube with 42 million. So what it could mean is that if Skip, pops over, that they're just trying to top the other one. That's kind of what I'm taking.
Pat McAfee is very entertaining if you watch him because he was a punter in the league for a long time,
Mm-hmm.
and the guy is fantastic. If you listen, because Pat McAfee is kind of like Tom Tolbert on KMBR. You love to listen to Tom because he's an ex-player, but he doesn't take himself seriously. Yeah. I mean, he
doesn't take himself too seriously.
Yeah. He played the game. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't consider himself like this sports god. He's a regular guy who got a chance to play sports. But when he talks about sports, you can understand the player's side of it, just how he comes across. And that's how Pat McAfee is.
Yeah, and it is. The Skip Bayless news is good for Pat, because if Pat's numbers are better, then there you go.
Well, Pat also did a stint with wrestling too for a while.
He did in NXT.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, and that was actually kind of entertaining, like how they actually bred that storyline together with that.
And Pat's a lot younger too.
Absolutely, yes.
Well, he's got to be mid-40s now.
Yeah, but I'm saying compared to like Skip.
Right.
Well, plus also Pat McAfee does. Pat McAfee also did the college football show on ESPN this year. He was part of the game day.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
So.
And that's the only real programming I watch on ESPN, unless the Dodgers are on, is game day every Saturday morning, because those guys are awesome to listen to. Until this year when Kirk Herbstreit went woke. But you've got Desmond Howard, Chris Fowler, Lee Corso. I mean, it's a great show.
Okay. I've never watched it, but maybe
I
I'll
love
check
it.
it out.
It comes on at 7:00 in the morning on Saturdays. It's a 2-hour show. Then the last 15 minutes,
what's it on? What channel?
ESPN.
ESPN.
Yep. Okay.
It's college football game day.
Mm-hmm. No, I've watched that. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, we've actually had them up here in Fargo.
Yeah.
Right down Broadway there.
They did a North Dakota State game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I saw them one year at the Florida-Georgia game.
Did John say if he's coming on soon?
He said
I'm guessing it should be here between now and like 20 minutes or so, I'm guessing, roughly.
Okay.
So
what's our next topic?
Next one would be Bob's.
Bob.
Hate this.
Bill.
I'm going Larry Bird only because Michael Jordan never beat Larry Bird. The only way you're taking
Bob,
LeBron
you
James
agree
to the
with me.
hole is if you know where the catfish are biting and you got the bait, all right? Infield goes to first base.
Yeah.
And you want your shittiest athlete at first base? I want to play you guys because I'm going to run all day long and kick your ass.
All righty.
Let's see if I can do this right. Ha.
All right.
Got it.
Oh, hey, okay.
All right.
Nice. All right, so
I do know what I'm
sure
doing.
If you guys are aware, last week the Atlanta Hawks fired their coach, a black guy named Lloyd Pierce.
Okay.
His record in 2 years was he sucked. Okay, he lost the team, so he got fired. But they did hire another black guy to replace him in Nate McMillan, who's been a coach forever.
Mm-hmm.
So Rick Carlisle came out last week, right before the All-Star game, complaining that Lloyd Pierce should have kept his job because, wait for it, Lloyd Pierce was a Democrat.
What?
Rick Carlisle, the coach of the Dallas Mavericks,
Yeah.
said Lloyd Pierce should have kept his job because he's a Democrat.
That's why he should have got to keep his job, because he's a Democrat?
Yeah, they fired him, but they should have kept him because he's a Democrat.
And the other guy's a Republican or something?
No, the other guy's a Democrat too.
What?
Rick Carlisle, yes, look it up.
So
Rick
he just
Carlisle,
flat out said that. Straight
Rick
up.
Carlisle came out in an interview and said Lloyd Pierce should have kept his job, even though and in 2 years with the Hawks, he had a dismal record. He had lost the team this year. No one was paying attention to him. And yeah, they fired Lloyd Pierce, and Rick Carlisle came out and said he should have kept his job because he's a Democrat.
That's wild.
I thought it was asinine. Because right now everyone's mad at the Minnesota Timberwolves because they fired a white guy and they hired another white guy who was an assistant to the Toronto Raptors instead of hiring the black assistant from Minnesota. Now, I'm all for hiring the guy from Toronto only because Toronto just recently won a championship.
Yeah.
So you're bringing, so you're going to bring in some knowledge of championship basketball because the Timberwolves have sucked for years since Kevin Garnett left. But that's where all this woke stuff is really pissing me off is, now we got to base everything on skin color, regardless if you're talented enough to coach or not. It's just crazy. And that was the most asinine statement I've ever seen coming from a white NBA coach. Because Rick Carlisle's white. We should have kept him because he's a Democrat.
That's so crazy.
Yes. Absolutely stupid.
Yeah, that's wait. I'm just trying to read up on it.
Okay.
Did Bob freeze?
Oh.
Wow, that's crazy, man.
Yeah.
It's just stupid. It's like, I don't, and like the bigger thing, I mean, that's just dumb. I don't even know what to say about that, but about the other team where they hired, who was it what other team was it? Oh, the Minnesota.
Yeah, they hired the assistant coach from the Toronto Raptors to be the new coach in Minnesota.
Instead of which assistant?
Instead of hiring the black assistant who is already in Minnesota, Brian Vanderpool.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of bringing their guy up, they hired
a white guy from another organization who recently just won a championship.
Yeah, who just won a championship. I mean, that's usually how that works. If you're a good assistant, I mean, that works even like in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's how most, like if you're on a winning team.
Oh, that's what I'm going to check too.
And you're an assistant, you usually get hired.
Mm-hmm.
So why would they think that hiring this guy or bringing up their guy who is already part of a losing organization would make a difference? It's just stupid. It's just everything they look at is just rates.
Right.
They just don't even, it can't be about anything else. And that's the thing that it's getting stupid. It's like, you can't even make, even if like they sat down and, because do you really think they didn't think about bringing that guy, making that guy the head coach?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure they did.
Right.
So you're telling me that in this day and age, they purposely were like, no, we're not going to do that, even though that'll make us look good and everything else. We're going to be racist and not give this guy a job and hire this other white guy. Like, yeah, right. There's no way that's what they did. The fact that if it was even a tie, if they even thought like, we'll probably do the same with either coach, they would have given it to the black guy because they were like, that'll make us look good.
Mm-hmm.
But they obviously like this other coach.
Right.
Because they had to know this was going to happen.
Right.
So they obviously like this other guy. But nobody will say that because that's not the popular, that's not the buzz. That won't get people reading your article. That won't get people listening to you. That doesn't make you woke. Like you can't think about it rationally. Because I'm telling you right now, there's no way they're just going to be outright racist in this, or make a decision based on race in this climate. Even if they are racist, which I'm sure they're not going to make that call. But people are just stupid.
Well, you have to ask yourself where the line is, like where the line actually is.
Oh, the line, we passed that a while ago.
Oh yeah, we did.
We passed that a while ago when Stephen A. Smith said that what's his name?
Fuck around, boy.
What's his name?
Well, see, that's why I'm not a New Jersey Nets fan, right? I don't like.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't like this whole Big Three. Everybody come here, we'll win a championship. Yeah. I like the old school ways where you draft guys and you won that way. Okay, the Warriors won that way, but I am rooting for the Nets to win, only so at the end of it, if the Nets can win a championship, somebody would have the balls to go on TV and say, Stephen A. kiss my fucking ass. If
nobody will though, because they're not gonna say it was because of Steve Nash. They're gonna say it was because of Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, and Harden. That's what they're gonna say. They will give zero credit to Steve Nash. I promise you.
If I'm Steve Nash and I'm holding that trophy at the end of the year, I look in the camera and I look at and I go, Stephen A., white privilege.
That city would go nuts if they won a championship.
Oh yeah, it would.
Well, of course they would. They've had to deal with the Knicks for how many years?
Yeah.
But the Knicks are good this year.
Yeah, they're a good team.
Yeah, they're a good team.
But the Knicks don't have anybody. Okay,
yeah,
but the Knicks are good.
The only one they have is Randall.
Yeah, but the Knicks are good.
They are. They're a scrappy, young, hard-working team.
Oh, they play good fundamental basketball.
So imagine if Kevin Durant would have been there.
No, they play good fundamental basketball. That's why they win.
Mm-hmm.
I actually watch them play.
They play really hard. Julius Randle's a good player, and they play really hard. They're young. They're a good team. But it's just that's what I'm saying. They will not give any credit to Steve Nash, and it's just stupid. And the fact it was just dumb because it was like they hung it all on. Oh, he's never been a coach. Pretty sure I know for a fact there has been other black coaches that have gotten jobs that were not head coaches, and wasn't it Doc Rivers, right? Or
Doc Rivers, Mark Jackson, Tyrone Lue. So just miss me with that bullshit. So it's just stupid. This whole thing has just gotten so. And if they keep doing this, I can't imagine their numbers are going to get any better. That's what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for this season to be over, and then for somebody to finally come out and say, we got to do something because the numbers are this bad. I'm waiting for them to admit it because they're not admitting it. Right. You don't see on ESPN First Take talking about how shitty the NBA numbers are. I'm waiting for them to finally talk about it and say, I'm waiting for somebody to go on there and say, why do you think the ratings are so bad? Simple question. You don't got to ask any. White people are racist. White people are world. White people are racist.
Well, that's fine. They can say that. They can say that, but I want someone to ask the question.
Well, they're going to.
I want somebody to have the stones to ask the question.
They're going to have to look at those numbers. I mean, now that you have the networks actually saying they don't want to pay, that's when the eyes will start to open. Right. Because now the networks
it's all about the money. Because I'm telling you right now, these owners aren't going to keep shelling out the money.
Yeah, it's not the advertisement anymore that's speaking out now. But in a way, it has something to do with the advertisement. But the network now is saying, "Hey, there's no money. We're not paying you for this. And if they don't start doing and making some changes, we're gonna lose basketball. And then what ends up happening? Well. What ends up happening is these owners are going to put a network together, And then what's going to end up happening is you're going to have to pay to watch basketball. And I don't think our country or people are going to pay to watch basketball. I don't think.
Well, that's the thing is that like if you look at the Wizards, like when Jordan came back and played with him for a while, you're thinking Jordan playing basketball again. It's gonna be a great time. And people are gonna want to see it. He's a legend, all that stuff. And he wasn't very good. Like at that time, he wasn't great.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's Jordan, and he's gonna draw viewers. Like that's what it is.
Hey,
at that time, he wasn't that great.
That's not true. Look up his numbers.
He wasn't as great as he was before.
No,
he was on his downslope, but
he wasn't not the best player in the league. But people
Right.
do not realize how old Michael was.
Oh, I know.
And how good his numbers were.
He had a lot of health problems.
Look up his numbers. He averaged over 20 points a game, and he was 40 years old.
Yep.
Yeah.
Look, and he played 82 games.
Right, but you have to look.
That's why I don't care what anybody says about this LeBron James bullshit. Call me in 3 years when LeBron James is 39 years old, like Michael was, and he's playing 82 games, scoring 20 a game.
Right, but
call me then.
But my point is it's not about how much he was scoring or anything else. The whole point is the viewership. The whole point of is getting that out there. So
the viewership,
so I mean
the Wizards' viewership went up.
No, it went up, but it wasn't as high as I'm pretty sure that they predicted it was going to be. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't as on that plateau. I think it was actually lower than it should have been. And with his health problems,
they were still not a good team even with him.
Right.
Yeah, they were bad.
Yeah. But I mean
that's why he scored all those points.
Right. He was surrounded by a lot of rookies. The chemistry wasn't there. They didn't win a lot of games. And then from there, like he finally had to bow out because he was just like,
he was 40 years old.
Yeah, he was trying to be in there to help coach, trying to be in that team, and it just wasn't working as it was.
Haywood, Charles Oakley.
Michael Jordan was 40 years old. I mean, he had to quit at some time.
I mean, Christian Laettner was on that team. That tells you the whole story. He had to score fucking 22 points to fucking make it worth the game.
Laettner was pretty good at the time too.
But that's what people don't realize is he struggled a little bit when he first came back. Mm-hmm. But literally as time went on, Michael started getting better and better. Like his numbers slowly started getting better and better.
He was out of health though. He was out of his. I
bet if you look at the numbers, there has never been a player to put up the stats that Michael Jordan put up at that age.
Yeah, but if what I'm saying is that when he came back, he wasn't as healthy as he was. He in his second year when he came back, he spent a lot of time working out. He was actually better in that second year than he was in that first year because he was healthier and all that stuff. Yeah. He was working out and everything like that.
Well, you got to remember, I mean, he came back when most people, by the age that most people are retired by.
Right. But then him and the center were having at it all the time. That rookie center that they got, and he was like the top pick. He never recovered from that. He's talked a lot about how Michael belittled him all the time. And everything, like it just from the story he was giving.
Yeah, because Michael didn't realize he wasn't playing with the guys from the 90s where he could actually talk trash and they would take it like a man. Mm-hmm. He didn't realize he was playing with a bunch of pansies.
Yeah, but also some of those rookies didn't have that fundamentals that Jordan was used to. Jordan was used to Pippen, Horace Grant, all sorts of Rodman, all sorts of other people, and that actually had the background and had the fundamentals down. But yet you're dealing with an 18-year-old rookie?
Right. Kwame Brown came out of high school.
Yep.
Kwame Brown did not go to college.
Yep. And he didn't have those. He really didn't have the fundamentals there. He didn't have, he had the dunk, he had the rebound. Like that's it. Like that's all he had. And Jordan, the 2 years that Jordan was there, he had to try to show him and force him to take those jump shots and take those off the paint shots because the fact that. He wants him to be more than just that guy. And he was trying to push him. I think he might have pushed him a little too hard.
Yeah, well, he was immature. He's fresh out of high school.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, he couldn't handle it. Yeah. It wasn't, he couldn't, and Michael wasn't going to be any different than he was back in the 90s. He was going to play the same way. That's the only way he knew how to do it. So, I mean, dude, Michael was 39 years old in his last year.
Mhm.
He played 82 games. All 82 games. His field goal percentage was .450.
45%.
45% from the three, too. And from the three, he was almost 30%, which for a guy that never really shot the three, that's pretty good. He averaged 20 points a game. On 45% shooting at 39 years old, he averaged 20 points a game. Let me know in 3 years if LeBron James is averaging 20 and shooting 45%. I'm telling you, you look it up, there is probably not another player at 39 years old that averaging those numbers.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Yeah, I was going to say Kareem.
Probably Kareem.
Magic Johnson.
Was Kareem that old?
Johnson.
No, Magic didn't make it to 40. But Kareem did. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar made it to 40.
Oh, wow. I didn't realize he was that old. That's crazy.
Yeah,
but
Kareem
anyways, yeah, that's just the thing is people don't realize how people forget because they were such a shitty team. People don't realize how good Michael was in his last couple of years.
So during the week last week, I pulled up Game 7, 1969, Celtics versus Lakers for the championship. No 3-point line. Okay, the logo Jerry West with a bad hamstring because he had it wrapped up. 42 points, 13 rebounds, 11 assists, and he didn't dunk one time.
Who? What was it?
Jerry West, the logo.
Jerry West.
Oh, yeah.
42 points, 13 rebounds. He's 6'5", and 11 assists.
That's crazy.
No 3-point line. All right. So my next topic.
Just real quick, in his last 2 years, Kareem 40 and 41. His field goal percentage was 53 one year and 47 the next.
You know why?
Well, yeah, because he played right under the rim.
Exactly.
But he only averaged 14 points a game when he was 40 and only 10 his last year.
Okay.
So Michael was averaging 20.
Yeah, but at that time though, you had
and Michael wasn't playing under the rim.
You had Magic, you had Byron Scott, you had James
you had good players.
Yeah.
I'm not taking anything away from Kareem at all. Yeah. I'm just saying there's not many guys that were 39 years old averaging 20 points on 45% shooting.
No, not at all. Not at all.
So anyways, go ahead, Bob.
I went back and because contracts are coming up for baseball free agency. Scott Boras is back in the news, and I hate that motherfucker. So no, he hates baseball. He hates baseball. He hates sports. So no, he's a super agent. So I went back 2 years ago when Bryce Harper was getting his big deal because he was Bryce Harper's agent, and he was doing an interview, and someone said, "Are you afraid with Bryce Harper getting all this money that the ticket prices in Philadelphia will go up?" And he said, arrogant bastard, he said that major league owners could give fans free tickets for the whole season and still make money. And I'm like, I don't think so.
No way.
That's what he said. Because if you don't own the stadium, you got to pay a lease. Okay. Mm-hmm. And then you're also responsible for paying everybody in your organization, the major league players, everybody in the office, secretaries, the guys who wash uniforms, all the kids in minor league baseball you're paying. You have all these guys on the payroll. Now, maybe LA and New York could get away with that because of their local TV deals. Kansas City, Denver, and all those other places can't do that. So Scott Boras is full of shit when he says the owners could give away free seats the whole season and still make money. No, they can't. That's why every time they sign a player to $450 million for 14 years, ticket prices go up.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I think that's the most asset. I think Scott.
Do you really think they're making that kind of money off of concessions? What are you, an idiot?
Well, if you do own the stadium, right? If you do own the stadium, then yeah, you get the concessions, but
Yeah.
you're also paying insurance on the stadium. You're paying all the employees inside the stadium.
Property tax.
You're paying for all this stuff. And yeah, a beer is now $12, $13, $14, and you're probably making $12 a beer, but you've also got all this overhead. You got the guys
you get all the workers, the security,
right.
all that shit.
Right.
The guys that take care of the field. Are you kidding me?
Right.
You know how much money it probably costs to run a field? Holy crap.
Absolutely.
Whatever. I don't even know who this guy is, and I think he's a jackass.
Well, no, he's an agent. All the big guys use him.
Yeah, he's a big time agent.
Yeah, he's a big time agent. But yeah, but he's basically I'm gonna get my players paid. You know, if you ever seen Jerry Maguire, this guy is Bob Sugar, okay? You know, he is he's Bob Sugar, and you know, but it's just like because now Corey Seager's coming up for contract next year.
Well, he was Jordan's agent, wasn't he, Bob?
I think so. Yeah, it was either him or God, who was the most famous one? The first big time agent. He got out of the business because it was getting dirty. Lee, because he was like Montana's agent.
Yeah, because he was
started.
Yeah, he's a couple baseball players agent as well. Big time baseball players agent. Yeah,
but Mike Trout, Bryce Harper, all these guys now are using Scott Boras because he's going to get him a big money contract. But the problem is, like Bryce Harper,
Falk was Michael's agent.
You know, Bryce Harper got all this money from Philadelphia, went over there, and Philadelphia sucked. And the year he left, Washington won the World Series.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Carl Malone is the other guy in this world.
The Dodgers are at $245 million, so they're over the salary cap.
Yeah.
But you can't afford to pay everybody. You cannot.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like that's why they keep bringing up rookies and letting guys go because you can't keep paying everybody if they have a good year. $30 million. I mean, because Kershaw's making $30 million. Mookie Betts is making $30 million. Corey Seager's going to want $30 million. No, if you want to keep the foundation together,
well, they're probably paying Puig a lot of money too, right?
Yeah, win 7 rings. Okay, you've got a great foundation. You got Bellinger's going to want to get paid. Justin Turner just got paid. All right, so stay. I mean, take less money, win rings, man. Because at the end of the day, no one's going to judge you about how much money you made. They're going to judge you how many rings you got in your fingers. Because that's
it's sad. It's sad that these guys have to wait so late into their career to realize that when it's too late, and then they want everybody to feel sorry for them because they didn't win a championship.
Well,
and it's like fucker.
The good thing about baseball is once you hit the pros, you got a 4-year rookie deal before you can get paid again, which means you have 4 years to prove yourself.
Yeah.
And that's the whole part, man. You know, I mean, this whole free agency thing, because I mean, look back in the 70s, man, the Cincinnati Reds were dominant because they had the same like 7 or 8 core guys for 8 years.
Yeah.
They were always in the playoffs and they won a couple World Series. Pete Rose, Johnny Bench, Joe Morgan, Dave Concepcion, George Foster, Cesar Geronimo, Ken Griffey. You know, you just had Tony Perez. You had a great foundation. These guys played together for a long time.
Yeah. Now, there's going to have to come. They're all going to have to sit there. Well, the union, it's the players' union. We all know that the players' union is going to have to realize that they're going to have to sit down and talk to these guys and have them realize that there's some changes coming, man, and they better be prepared.
Well, the players' union, I know in football, the players' union gets 56% of the TV revenues.
Yeah.
Okay. If nothing else, it should go 50-50. Everyone's like, well, the owner's making so much money, but he's got a lot more overhead. But it's an owner's prerogative to make money. That's his job. If an owner's not making money, he's going out of business.
Yep.
And that's the problem.
That is the problem. But like I said, I mean, why these guys they want to wait till the end of their careers to bring that up. Oh, I never won a championship. I feel bad. Well, you feel bad, but you were bitching for 6 years out of your career that you wanted that money. You want to get paid. Now you got paid, and you're bitching because you didn't make. Well, how much of that you think affects a lot of guys, unless they're great players, is getting into the Hall of Fame.
Well, if you're great, you're going to get in. Okay,
You're going to get
great. You're going to get in. But the thing is, I feel bad for Mike Trout because he's the highest paid man in baseball. They just signed Anthony Rendon to a high contract. Shohei Ohtani has a big money contract. Problem is, your pitching sucks.
Yeah.
So it's great that you're making $40 million playing center field, but if you don't have a pitching staff, you're never going to win. Mike Trout has only been to the playoffs one time and they lost.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, look at the Giants.
Yeah.
Look at the 3 years the Giants won.
Yeah.
Their team, they didn't have top like the bet. I mean, maybe Brandon Crawford was a great shortstop.
Lincecum was your
Lincecum
highest
got paid,
guy.
but if you look, but if you look at look at their team, they won because of their pitching.
Right.
I mean, they were a defensive fundamental baseball team. They didn't score runs. They beat you 1-0, 2-0, all because they had pitching.
But the best part about that was their 4 top pitchers came up through the system.
Yeah, they came up through the system.
They didn't trade for them. They came just like the Dodgers this year. Last year in the World Series, every starting pitcher the Dodgers had was drafted by the Dodgers.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I think Brandon, I think they signed him. They gave him that money. I think it's just fear right now with Dallas, seeing a lot of these quarterbacks upset and wanting to move around. I think maybe it was on their part, Dallas thinking, okay, let's keep him happy. Let's give him his money. Yeah, he's coming off an injury, but let's keep the I want to be traded talks out of it and just give him the money. So I think that had a lot to do with it. I think the Cowboys are looking at the league and seeing Deshaun Watson bitching. They're seeing Russell Wilson bitching and a couple of the other guys bitching about wanting to be traded. And I think maybe they just said, let's just give him the money. Let's keep him happy. See what happens next year when he comes back. Who knows? I mean, how bad is that injury?
Whoever sent that, pull that up. That's interesting. Brian, pull that up.
Yeah, I just gotta move it over here. Give me a second.
Oh yeah, I saw this. I saw a video of this video. Disgusting.
I'm just zooming in here a little bit. Give me a second.
What was that last comment?
I think Jerry Jones
didn't want to get BLM on his ass.
Yeah, probably.
Okay, so I don't know if anybody read this or not, but basically what happened is that there was a cheerleading competition, and in order to get across the street into the competition, they had to walk through a Black Lives Matter as like a gathering, maybe a protest that was going on. But the things that were said to them were stuff like this. The reason why you get to be here is those pretty little gorgeous outfits and your gorgeous hair and your gorgeous bows because of your white privilege. So to me, it's kind of bothersome. Like I understand that people are trying to protest. I understand that you're trying to get the word out.
That's fucked up.
But when you have little kids that are trying to walk through this and you're shouting at them like that and saying stuff like this, I don't think that they know in their head. I don't think they can understand what's really going on.
No.
Mm-hmm.
No. Those little kids ain't right. Those little kids have no idea what racism is. They probably don't think. They don't give two thoughts to you're white, I'm black. They don't. No, not at all. Those kids. That's the thing about it and that's what I've always said. Racism will die when people let it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And if you keep just teaching this bullshit, because I'm telling you right now, if you ask any of those little girls, well, would you not like this little girl because she's black? She would probably be like, "What are you talking about? Why wouldn't I? That's my friend." Guarantee you that's what. No, that. What do you mean? She's my friend. That's my friend. That's my friend. Why? What do you mean? Like they would have no idea what you're talking about.
Here's a video of it too.
Oh yeah, this was disgusting. I watched this. Like, how sick do you have to be? A bunch of little girls, dude.
Right.
Disgusting.
And it's funny that it didn't make national news. I wonder why.
Oh, of
Say
course
her
not.
name, Breonna Taylor. Breonna Taylor was involved in drugs. They found a dead body in one of her rental cars. She was not a good person.
Yeah.
Like, these little girls don't know who the hell that is. They don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Right.
It's like your center of pivot is almost.
It's just dumb.
That's
But that
disgusting.
makes them look. But that makes them look bad. So of course it won't make the national news.
Well, I mean, no, but here's what's going to happen, all right? Here's what's going to happen next year because, all right, so the competition was in Louisville, right? So next year, when the cheerleading finals makes plans, they're going to go, well, we're not going to go to Louisville, which means
Yep.
all that crowd's not going to come to Louisville. The hotel rooms will not be sold. The restaurants will not be filled. The city's going to lose a ton of money. And everyone's going to go, well, nobody wants to come to Louisville. I wonder why.
Well, I mean, do you think that, if whoever set this up, if they knew that there was, that there was a protest going on, do you think that they would have thought, hey,
No, I
maybe we
think
should?
that cheerleading
Brian,
thing is
what are you
staged
talking-
there.
dude,
I think
that
that
cheerleading
cheerleading
thing
thing
was
is
set up
staged there every year. I think
Right.
that
And it's
cheerleading
probably
is staged there every year. That's something that's done there every year, I think.
And it probably was done months in advance.
No,
Dude,
I'm not saying move
that
venues.
is set up months in advance.
Right.
And I
I'm not saying
guarantee
move
you,
venues.
they had no idea
Yeah,
that
no.
protest was going on.
Right, but I'm not saying move venues. I'm saying that if maybe they had some time to say, like, let's not use this entrance, let's try use a different entrance, just to
I'm sure they had no
avoid
idea.
conflict, whatever.
They had no. I guarantee you, they had no idea that was going on.
I'm just throwing out
Right.
thoughts, is all. Like
No, yeah,
no.
they probably
ways to try
walked
to-
up. They found. I guarantee you, they found out about that when they walked up and were like, "What the hell is this?"
And then, like I'm saying, next year.
And they probably weren't thinking they were going to get berated like that because they had a bunch of little kids with them.
Next
that's the
year,
last
it's going to
thing.
be. Next year, it's going to be in a different city. Because if I was the head of that cheerleading organization and people did that, I'd say, screw it, I ain't coming back. I'll find somebody who will welcome us. Okay?
Yeah, I'm interested if that cheerleading organization put out any kind of statement. I'm sure they didn't, but
I'm surprised it's not on national news, though.
I haven't seen anything yet.
That is just racist and stupid.
the only people that would probably put that on national news is probably Fox.
Yeah?
Yeah, that'd probably be about
Fox
That
or,
should be on
or Fox or OAN or something. They wouldn't put that on ESPN or CNN or anything. No, hell no.
And it's crazy because, I mean, if you want to be fair and transparent, you got to put that shit out there because those little girls do not deserve that.
Nope.
No. Nobody
no
deserves
little
it.
kid. Nobody deserves it. But
Nobody deserves
those little
it.
girls definitely don't. Because
Well,
that's the thing. You're
and the
putting
stupid
that
part
in their
is-
heads. Those kids have no idea. Those kids are
Right.
not going to grow up racist kids.
Right.
No, but that might have
Okay.
brought them over the top right there.
Yeah, no, but the whole stupid part
Well,
was
no, now their
was reading
parents
the
have to have a
comments
talk with them.
Was, the people are yelling, well, our mothers are burying kids every day. That's because black on black crime constitutes over 75% of the homicides in America. It's black on black crime. Why don't you address black on black crime first before you start preaching to us? Little kids die every day in Chicago, Houston, New York, Oakland. Little kids get gunned down in drive-bys all the time. But no one ever brings it up because it's black on black crime.
Yep.
There's no agenda there. All right? There's no pointing out that the white man is racist. God, who was the coach? Oh, Dave Roberts. Dave Roberts put out a statement about, racism against Asian Americans. But again, in his statement, not one person has called out the black community for being the ones attacking the Asian people. Let's get some transparency here, people. Call out the parties if they're wrong.
Brian, when did that happen?
Well, I saw it all come out today, actually. So I'm guessing it was.
I think I saw
today.
that. I don't think it was today because I think I saw that. I don't think it was today. I think I saw that yesterday or the day before.
March 6th, 2 days ago.
Yeah, 2 days ago. So
Yeah.
it should, if it was going to make the news. I mean, there's a chance it just hasn't made it round yet. But
Now, I'm telling you, if there was a group of black kids and there was white people protesting and saying that shit,
oh hell,
it'd be on the
oh,
news
shit.
that day.
Oh, that
It would
would
be
have
on the
been
news.
headline for CNN, ESPN, every freaking one of them.
Yeah. They're lucky I wasn't one of the parents.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh hell no. I would have went off.
I'm looking at these outlets that covered it.
Yeah,
And
who is there anybody credible?
Outkicks,
Yeah.
the Blaze,
Those
the
are all
Courier
Republican.
Journal, the Courier Journal,
Yeah.
Wave3.com,
And then the fun part.
Law Enforcement of the Day. I never heard of that one.
I'm surprised that like Fox or like OAN hasn't covered it.
Newsbreak.com, Kentucky State. MyPost.com. I don't see any name.
Well, Kentucky's a red state, so.
New York Times, racial slurs.
Main base site.
Viber Whitico, revoking New York. No, that's from 2020. Yep, that's it. FI Pinecrest. I don't even know. The UK did. The Daily Mail. The Daily Mail UK covered it.
Yeah, but apparently, like we can't use UK articles because they're not US articles. So learned that pretty quickly with the vape industry.
That's an old article. Take it back. That's an old one. That one.
Okay, you're not helping me right now.
Yeah, that's none. There's none. How's that? I help you with none.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind.
Zero.
Yeah, I actually saw that pop up today, and I was like, "Oh, what's going on now?" And I was surprised, like you guys are, that it wasn't like shown everywhere else, but at the same time, I'm not really surprised,
Yeah, you don't want to start a race war. All right, let's get back to sports. How about that?
Well, cheerleading
it was cheerleading. So I mean, we covered the dance team last week, didn't we?
Who?
Bob, Ricky Williams said that his one regret is that he didn't retire as a Dolphin.
Wow. Okay.
Ricky Williams said that? God.
Yeah.
Didn't we cover the dance team that was taking over for the cheerleaders last week?
No.
No, we never got to
We
that
did not
topic.
talk about the Washington football team going co-ed with their dancers.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that goes into cheerleading.
I thought about that one, but I mean, they do it in college.
That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to identify as a woman so I can be a cheerleader.
No. These are actually men.
Yeah.
These
are
actually
men. Shower.
These
with
are actually men. These are actually men.
Cheerleaders.
Yeah, there are men cheerleaders.
Cool. Well, yeah.
No, I mean they do it in college. I can see. I mean, I'm okay with that. I mean, it's not like we spend that much time paying attention to what they're doing on the sidelines anyway. But and then again, there's not many teams that still have cheerleaders for that matter. And then I guess if you want somebody that can actually spot you when you're, do they even do any aerobatic shit anymore on the sideline?
No, not much.
Yeah, not much. Not like they do in college.
High school and college.
Yeah, so I don't see. I mean, what are they going to do? What are they going to do?
Who was the first NFL football? Who was the first NFL football team with male cheerleaders?
Wasn't the Washington team?
That I don't know.
The Washington Sentinels, baby.
Yeah,
I saw the replacements the other night. Shane Falco.
I'm
They had
signing up
male
to the
too.
Dallas squad too, Brandon. Me and you will
They
sign
had-
up
they
for
had
that Dallas
something
squad.
for Dallas.
Hell yeah, dude. That's what I'm talking about. Brandon's got.
Yeah.
That's what Brandon's saying. What I'm saying.
I'll
Hey,
catch you. I'll catch a
hey,
few of you guys.
Niners have some pretty hot cheerleaders. A buddy of mine used to date one. She was from here. Her name was back in the day. Her name was Tanisha Bazan, and she was a Niner
Oh yeah,
cheerleader.
they have.
and
They do.
What
Yeah.
do you mean back in the day that was her name? Did she have a different name?
No. Back in the she was a cheerleader in the 90s.
In the
The
90s.
cheerleader
okay.
in the 90s. My buddy was dating her in the 90s.
Okay.
Yeah,
I was like- I was like,
Bob wouldn't date her now because she's old.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
No,
I
I'd
was
still
gonna
date her
say,
now. Fuck, I don't care.
Do like
Bob
all
is
the
old and
cheerleaders have
Bob's
like?
about,
Do all the cheerleaders have like
Bob is-
nicknames?
Bob is doing the Eddie Murphy in 48 hours, man. Hey, my dick gets hard when the wind blows, okay?
Okay, I know this isn't sports, but who of you have watched Coming to America 2 yet?
My wife did.
Not
I
me.
haven't yet.
I've heard about it.
I've heard it's funny.
Someone
It's
said it was
okay.
funny.
That's from the wife.
I was actually going to have to
somebody else
watch.
said it was
Yeah, I was going to actually have a watch party. I guess I could do a watch party and have a bunch of you guys come and watch it together. And then you can comment as you're watching it through Amazon is doing that. So like if you don't have an Amazon account, I can log into my Amazon account and have a watch party and have all you guys watch it and we can chat in the chat while we're watching the movie and talk about it. I there was maybe 3 parts in that movie that I actually laughed in, but other than that, I wasn't too excited. One was funny, and it was like they were really trying hard not to piss people off. Or
the barbershop scenes are the best.
yeah, the barbershop scenes are funny. There was actually one critic that went after them. Oh wait, well that'll kind of ruin the movie. Never mind. I won't go into it. It'll ruin the movie. What else we got, Bob? What else you got, Bob?
The funny thing is there's a meme out right now because it says that Blazing Saddles was, you could watch Blazing Saddles, but now they're blocking Dr. Seuss. So one guy came up with a meme that said, now Blazing Saddles is going to be seen again, but it'll be showing from 8 o'clock to 8:07 because of all the stuff that's offensive.
The syndication, all the syndication shit they have to take out.
But I love Blazing Saddles. But you know what though? Back in that day, you could make fun of everybody.
Everyone.
Archie Bunker, George Jefferson, Fred Sanford. They were the biggest racists on TV. And you know what we did? We laughed our asses off.
Yeah. Well, think of fucking Dice. Dice couldn't come back.
Oh yeah. Oh shit. Yeah. No,
Dice couldn't come back.
Dice could not do his routine now because somebody would get offended.
Of that hour show of his, he maybe had 10 minutes worth of jokes he could probably use. 10 minutes of jokes.
Oh, Dice was funny as hell, man. Oh shit.
Oh man. What else you got? You got anything else that's pissing you off, Bob?
That's it. We already talked about the All-Star game.
Oh, did you guys? Yeah, no, I was in on that. I was trying to figure out. Yeah, I mean, there's got to be something they can do to make that. I get that, they're no prone to injury than any other NFL player or any other baseball player for that matter in an All-Star game. And I think there's got to be something to make, because the skills part of that game, of that All-Star thing, shouldn't be the highlight of the All-Star game. It should be the All-Star game. You know what I'm saying? The skills part shouldn't be the highlight. I mean, it's just gotten to the point where people are like, yeah, did you watch the All-Star game? No, I watched the skill stuff. And it's like, did you watch the game? No. It's no one wants to watch. So they got to make it, so they have to make it worthy. I don't know how, like you said, but then you said like, okay, they're all millionaires. Well, so are baseball players, but so are football players. They're all getting paid millions of dollars too, Bob. So I don't think you can say
the Pro Bowl's a joke now.
Yeah.
They don't tackle. If they touch you, you're down.
Yeah.
The football, the NHL All-Star game's a joke. I mean, the only decent All-Star game is baseball.
Yeah.
Because they're really trying to.
Yeah, they're playing for something. I mean, they're going to have to try to figure something out because, like I said, I mean, the skills part of it can't be the highlight of the show, and maybe it's changed some things. I guess changing the way the scoring thing might do something like that.
The game will go away before it'll be competitive. Before it'll even be competitive again. I'm telling you. It'll eventually just go away.
Yeah, make it so the first team to score to 100, or something. I don't know. It's just.
Although I did see something interesting during the week. I know that I touched up on this a couple weeks ago about the transgender, the dude who's fighting as a woman now, Fallon Fox.
Yeah.
Fallon Fox got beat by a woman.
Yeah, he got beat.
Yeah. And the woman is on top and just beating his head in. And his coach comes running in after, just berating the referee about, well, you let her on top of my fighter 20 seconds too long. I'm like, did you see the way Fallon Fox is beating up these other chicks?
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up. Take your ass whooping like a man. I mean, like a woman.
Like a woman.
I was just so happy to see Fallon Fox get beat. It was awesome, man. That chick just took it to him, and she literally kicked his ass.
Want a chance to win cash instantly? Buy any 5-hour energy product, including water.
You got to hear a commercial there.
Somebody, I just seen this tweet.
How
are we celebrating International Women's Day today if gender is a social construct?
Yeah. It's National Women's Day today. That's right.
Ellen, scan the receipt.
Thank you for all the amazing women out there with your amazing personalities.
I watched the company that owns this program that I use right here, StreamYard. They have a show that goes on every day, and today they had a show. It was for Women's Day.
It is.
Yeah, and they had like 10 different female podcasters, that are using StreamYard to come on today. And when I typed it out, I didn't think about when I was typing, but as soon as I hit enter, I was like, oh, I shouldn't have wrote that. And I wrote, I'm amazed that 10 women can be on this panel and not talk over each other. And then I thought to myself, I shouldn't have wrote that. I shouldn't have wrote that. I was like, fuck. And then all of a sudden I see I was like, oh, she liked it, whoever the admin was, and then unliked it. Like, fuck you, John. I was shocked that they had 10 women on here like we are, and they were all waiting to finish speaking before the other one spoke. And I thought, it just blew me away that they were so, but then again, they are all professional podcasters. So,
was one like an admin, and like, say, like you were talking and you said that they just didn't do this.
Yeah. No, I wasn't on the show. I mean, I was just typing in the chat part.
Oh,
I've been on that show a couple times, but they had me come on.
As soon as you go on, you say that, they'll probably just kick you off. So.
Yeah, well, they always, every time I go on the show, they want you to tell them about your podcast. So, I can't talk about the vape one because that's, controversial. So I always bring up, the 4 Nobodies and Friday Night BS show that we do. But yeah, I can never talk about the vape show on there because I talk about vaping. Next thing you see is the comments. Oh, they're just but it'll kill you. You're going to die. Blah, 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 blah. Like, screw you guys. Shit. Did you have any wrestling news there? Any two before we go? I got like 7 minutes here.
There hasn't really been a whole lot. I mean,
this wrestling segment sucks, Dan Brandon.
I know. Well, here's the thing: is that like the whole wrestling area, it's all about storylines, and it builds up to different things. To cover it like every week, to explain kind of like what's raw and all that stuff. It's going to be highly repetitive. So and so beat so and so beat so and so. Like right now, like Lashley's got a rematch with the Miz. It's supposed to be tonight, I believe. I didn't see who won that yet, or what was going on with that, but I assume that Lashley's gonna win, and it's gonna be because Miz did something that was caused a disqualification of some sort, and
No.
and then from there, it's he's going to have his own thing now and branch off to the storyline.
Let me ask you something. Let me ask
It's
you
pretty
and Bob.
predictable.
Let me ask you and Bob something. Has someone actually won a wrestling match yet? And how long has it been since the last person's won a wrestling match that there was actually a 1, 2, 3 count?
Oh, a lot.
Oh, a lot.
A lot.
A lot. Yeah,
It's
called the surprise roll up.
Yeah. Where no one came in.
Me and Brian, before the show started, we were talking about Shaq was on AEW last week.
Yeah.
And Shaq got put through a table.
Yep.
Oh wow! Someone picked him up.
No,
he was on the ring apron, and Cody Rhodes ran at him and gave him a crossbody, flew up in the air and gave him a crossbody, and knocked him backwards on through the table with Cody Rhodes on top of him. Dude, Shaq sold that well, dude. Shaq did a great job. Telling him. Shaq went through 2 tables.
Dude, that's a lot of fucking weight.
I don't know if I can show this. Have you ever seen his movie?
Am I able to show that?
Shazam.
I like Shaq and Blue Chips.
Yeah, they do need another good basketball movie. I'll admit that, and I don't know what story they could go with.
They're doing a Space Jam with LeBron James.
No,
that just ruins it.
No,
yes, they are.
They're
doing a remake of Space Jam with LeBron James.
I would like to see. I'd like to see them go back to Harlem and do something like that, like something from the old the old
like
playground,
Hoosiers?
but
not
Hoosiers, but where they played out on the streets. Where was that? Harlem. In Harlem. Was it in Harlem?
Rutgers Park.
Rutgers Park. Something like that. That type of movie. Like back in the, what is that, late 60s? Early 60s?
Actually, if you've never seen Glory Road, that's a great movie about the 1966 Texas Western basketball team, which is now UTEP, University of Texas.
That's an
awesome movie.
In the top.
Yeah, I'd like to see that. And we need another good, funny baseball movie. I would like to see, you can't bring Charlie Sheen back, but it wouldn't be funny to have like Major League Baseball and Charlie Sheen as the manager now instead of the pitcher, but come back as a crazy ass manager.
Yeah, hey, John, but Bob Uecker still has to be the announcer.
Well, how you can't get who would you get? You'd have to get Will Ferrell to do Bob Uecker.
No, Bob Uecker's still alive, I thought.
I thought he passed away. Didn't he pass away?
I think so. I'm not sure.
Oh no.
John, am I able to show the clip for that wrestling thing, do you think, or not?
No, not at all.
Okay.
Yeah, is Bob Uecker still alive? I don't think he passed away, didn't he?
I don't think so.
Bob Uecker.
Uecker.
Yeah, I found it.
The only new thing that's really happened with
he's 80. He's 87. Yeah, he's still alive.
Is Christian went to AEW. He signed like a 4-year contract.
Yeah, him and the Big Show. Oh,
Big Show went over there.
God, the Big Show's still wrestling? Holy shit!
Yeah.
That guy's got to be old.
Yeah. He's got to be old.
So they went over there, and Sting's over there too. But I mean, he's been over there for a while.
Yeah, Sting. He'll only be there about 6 more months because he's like 61.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's got like almost no hair now. That blonde lock is gone.
I know.
Yeah, we need.
I love Sting back in the day, man.
I'm waiting for him to come up and like do that spray hair on before he like goes out there, and then like as he wrestles, it kind of peels off like his face paint does. You know.
Yeah, they need to bring Major League back and then bring some of those guys back. Bring Charlie Sheen as the manager. Bring what's his name back as the batting coach. Fucking the Indian the Hindu guy.
Serrano?
Yeah, bring Serrano back as the fucking hitting coach.
Well, you know who Serrano is, right?
Yeah, he's the Allstate guy. Yeah,
he's the Allstate guy. Dennis Haysbert. Yeah.
Then you could bring Wesley Snipes back as the fucking as a base coach. Willie Mays Hayes.
Corbin Burnson. Yeah.
I'm gonna watch that tonight. Now I'm gonna watch that. Because that movie always makes me laugh. Yeah. I think everyone's still alive in that movie. Even the star, I think, is still going, isn't he?
Tom Berenger's still alive.
Yeah, yeah. And then what's her name? I
Renee
think
Russo.
she's still alive. Be
Yeah.
fucking hilarious. But bring them back as the management and coaches on the team would be fucking hilarious. Don't bring any of the SNL cast on the show though. That would just ruin it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they need to make another basketball movie.
Yeah, but yeah,
A
I
good
think
one.
a good basketball movie, not a comedy, but just like
No.
there's got to be a story out there that someone hasn't touched yet that would make a great,
I would do like the 73 Knicks when Willis Reed came back from the dead and willed the Knicks to a championship.
Yeah, but would that draw a national crowd to watch, you think?
It would, because Willis
Yeah.
Reed's black. Yeah, Clyde Frazier, Willis Reed, Earl Monroe.
It all
Phil
depends on
Jackson.
who you get to play in it.
Yeah. Phil Jackson was on that team.
See,
David
the problem
Busher,
with basketball movies is trying to find actors that are that tall. Without having
no,
to
you don't need them that tall. You just need to have the height difference to where it looks like they're that tall.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Stand on this box.
It's just like Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
With his lifts.
Yeah, Tom Cruise is like 5'4", 5'5". He's not very tall.
Yeah, he's a little
Stallone is only like 5'5".
Yeah.
No, wrong. That's a myth.
He's what, 5'4"?
That's a myth. That Stallone is only 5'5". That's not true.
Arnold Schwarzenegger is only 5'10".
Yeah, he's 5'10". No, I thought he was 6 foot. Well, he might have shrunk now, but he was 6.
No. I was up at the Capitol, and me and my brother and Schwarzenegger walked by us, and we were both looking down at Schwarzenegger. He's like 5'10".
Because that used to be the thing that he was the first guy, one of the first guys to be that tall at 6 foot and be that defined and win it that many times. Because it was always the little guys.
When he was governor, watch him walk through a crowd of senators and stuff.
Yeah.
He's short. Everybody else is taller than him.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, if it had like Reed,
Sylvester Stallone.
He's like 5'9", 5'10".
No, he's not.
He says they say
is.
5'10", but I don't know about that. All right.
Did you guys by any chance see that they changed the female lady in Space Jam?
Copy.
The female bunny now? They didn't they change your character?
Okay, on Conan.
From this first Space Jam to the new one. It's less sexual.
Bob, how tall are you?
I'm roughly 6 foot.
And how close were you to Arnold?
I was about 2 feet away.
That's weird. He must have shrunk because his height
on Conan
is
O'Brien.
based off of his, like, Mr. Olympias.
Right.
And they're saying he was like 6'1".
Yeah,
no, my brother and I were standing.
Conan
my brother
O'Brien.
is I am. Arnold Schwarzenegger walked by us in regular flat shoes.
The only thing I can think of is that he very well. Yeah, they're saying he's right around 6 foot.
All right,
He 6'1". He very well could have shrunk.
Yeah, I think he shrunk. He shrunk
from all his years.
Yeah, he was 6
from
foot
all
tall.
his years lifting and stuff, because his height is listed because of his Mr. Olympias,
right?
And that's like they take that seriously. Like they don't. I don't think they mess with their height. So he very well could have. He very well could have shrunk.
Me and my brother out because we were like 2 feet away from him, and we're like kind of looking down at him, and because everything you see on TV, he's huge, and it just freaked us out.
Yeah, I'm going to say that Stallone is 5'10". I see. I got a picture here of him standing. Conan O'Brien 6'4",
right,
and he's like right there. So I'm going to say he probably is 5'10".
oh my god,
Google says 5'10".
Huh?
Google
Stallone.
Google says 5'10".
Yeah, Google says 5'10" too, but I thought he was shorter.
Yeah,
Sure.
I think Stallone's like 5'9", 5'10".
Yeah, I can't play it, but I can.
Pull up Bridget Nielsen. How tall was Bridget Nielsen?
Where is the Conan O'Brien thingy?
Yeah, they're
6-1,
saying-
Bob.
Huh?
6-1.
Stallone?
No, Bridget.
Okay, so every time that they were together, she would wear flats, and she was a good 4 inches taller than him.
Hold on.
Yeah,
We're doing StreamYardception right now.
Yeah, you see it
Yeah,
right
dude.
there.
Because they measured the I think they measured him in pumping iron, which is like his workout thing back when he was doing Mr. Olympia, and he was 188 centimeters, which is 6'2".
He wasn't 6'2" when he walked by me.
So he must have just shrunk, which is not hard to believe because of all the working out and stuff. Like he's probably got. I know he's got issues from it. Most of those guys do. And shrinking, having back problems.
Yeah, you could see how he's probably 5'10" long because I know Conan's tall.
But he could also be wearing lifts right there.
I looked at the shoes. Yeah. Oh, well, you mean inside the shoes?
Oh, I mean, dude, he's 70-something years old. I don't know if he's wearing lifts.
He doesn't show his shoes, but you couldn't tell anyway.
Anyways,
all right,
if I
guys.
ever get to meet him, I'll let you know.
Okay, yeah, you want to meet his daughters. You don't want to meet him. I know you, Mike.
I have no chance with his daughters, so I want to meet him.
You don't have no chance meeting him either, so unless you go to that restaurant he fucking frequents a lot.
No,
in
that's
LA.
not true. I mean, you can't, because you could meet people so randomly. Because my buddy Lee met King Griffey Sr. at a gas station on I-5 because King Griffey Sr. was going between LA and Seattle and stopped off to fill up gas, and King Griffey walked in, and my buddy Lee goes, "King Griffey."
Yeah.
If there's one person I could meet, it'd be Sly.
I mean, I met Paige Stojakovic in a gas station
in
Rose.
Oh, nice.
And he was all of 6'10", by the way.
I just want to meet.
I met Ed Pickney in Reno at the club inside the Atlantis.
Yeah, I just want to meet Taylor Swift.
It's weird when you meet people that are that tall. It's really weird when you meet people.
I would rather meet Shania Twain. By the way, Shania Twain for International Women's Day did a bikini shoot on the beach, and she's like 54.
Yeah,
I don't hit Shania Twain before I would even look at Taylor Swift. Okay.
Yes,
for sure. Yeah,
Shania Twain's a woman, right? Shania Twain's a woman, and that bikini shoot, oh my god. Oh my god, that bikini she was sporting. Oh
I'll take that 30-year-old, you know what, over that 50-year-old, you know what.
Because as soon as you hit a one, you have and it'll be a #1 hit.
Yeah, but I rather have Taylor Swift than Shania Twain.
No.
Height wise, everything. Yeah.
She doesn't have a body though.
Shania or Taylor Swift?
Oh no, I'm going with Shania.
Sick, man.
John, did you see the picture of her at the beach? Woo!
Oh yeah, no, I've seen it. She's still beautiful. She's a beautiful woman. She's a beautiful woman.
She has a body.
Yeah, oh, I know she does.
Taylor Swift is like a plank board.
That's all right. I'll take that. Shania Twain.
Shania Twain's also like a 15-year-old daughter.
Yeah, she does. According to Wikipedia, she's a Canadian, though.
Yeah, she
is a Canadian.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, no, she's still beautiful. Don't get me wrong. She's still a beautiful woman. But I'd rather have the younger one. Shania is dating Brad Pitt.
And Taylor's a damn liberal and a bitch.
I don't think Shania's dating Brad Pitt.
I hope not.
No, I don't think so.
That'd be a weird that wouldn't be a weird combination. They're both about the same age, actually.
Uh-huh.
That'd be a weird combination.
That would be that would be actually too normal, right, guys? It would be too normal for Brad Pitt to actually date someone his age. Or who's the other guy that doesn't date his age?
Well, Angelina Jolie is probably close to his age, isn't she?
Sylvester
Anyways.
Stallone, because Jennifer Flavin's like 20 years younger than Sylvester Stallone.
What's the other guy? The Titanic kid.
Oh, Leonardo DiCaprio?
He doesn't date anyone his age.
I don't know.
That guy's into supermodels, period, in their 20s and 30s, maybe 30. I don't even think he's even touched 30s. Are we done?
I think so.
Sure. I think so.
Yeah, we're starting to talk about sex. This will
Yeah, I was
float.
going to say, we should probably
into the BS show, right? Well, I stuck my finger in her.
You didn't need to take it though.
In your face, sucker! Yeah, I would have to do this. I stuck my finger in her, and then she started to.
Anyways, let's end the show, John.
All right, guys. We'll see everybody next Monday. Same time, same channel, same place.
Sounds good.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.